The dead sentinel of Velos 7. Velos 7 was a forgotten border world, the kind the Galactic Union only remembered when something went catastrophically wrong. Its skies were permanently overcast with ash clouds from ancient wars, and its surface was littered with the skeletal remains of machines that once guarded trade routes now erased from star charts. At the heart of the planet stood the Sentinel. It was enormous, 300 meters tall, shaped like a humanoid titan forged from alien alloys that shimmered faintly even after centuries of neglect. Its chest cavity was cracked open, its left arm half buried in fused rock, and its eyes, once said to burn with starfire, were dark. Officially, it was designated Guardian Class Construct 7A. Unofficially, it was called the Last Watcher. And it was considered dead. That was why Jonah Rook had been sent. Jonah wasn't a soldier, scholar, or hero. He was a human mechanic, licensed for deep space salvage and high-risk repairs. The kind of person corporations hired when they didn't want to lose anything valuable or admit they still cared. His job was simple: assess the Sentinel, strip any usable tech, and transmit a final report. 3 days, tops, his handler had said. Then we glass the site. Jonah didn't like that part. He landed his small repair skiff near the Sentinel's massive feet, staring up in awe. Even broken, the Guardian radiated presence, like a giant that might wake up if disturbed. "All right, big guy," Jonah muttered, adjusting his tool harness. "Let's see what killed you." Middle, a machine that was never just a machine. Inside the Sentinel's torso, Jonah found something unexpected. Not decay, not failure, but damage, precise, surgical, and intentional. "Sabotage," Jonah whispered. The core chamber was built around a crystalline engine unlike anything human tech could replicate. It wasn't just a power source. It was a mind. A consciousness lattice woven with ancient code and something Jonah could only describe as intent. This Guardian hadn't shut down. It had been silenced. Jonah spent days working inside the massive construct, rerouting damaged conduits, stabilizing cracked energy veins, and bypassing archaic security protocols. The tech was old, but elegant, designed not for war, but for protection. As he worked, strange things began to happen. Sensors flickered on when Jonah approached. Internal lights pulsed faintly, as if reacting to his presence. Once, he swore he heard a sound, deep and resonant, like a distant heartbeat. "You're not gone," Jonah said softly, wiping grease from his hands. "You're just hurt." On the 5th night, while patching a fractured memory node, Jonah felt it. A presence. Not hostile. Curious. The core chamber filled with dim blue light. "Who walks my halls?" Jonah froze. Jonah Rook. Mechanic. Human. Silence. Then, "You touch my wounds without fear." "Why?" Jonah swallowed. "Because you were built to protect. And someone decided to break you instead." The light brightened. "I was a guardian of many. When the empires grew afraid, they turned on me." Images flooded Jonah's mind. Worlds shielded from annihilation. Fleets turned aside. Civilizations saved quietly from extinction. And then betrayal. Chains of code. Silence. "They left you here," Jonah whispered. "Until you." The repair that changed everything. Jonah's original orders didn't matter anymore. He worked harder than he ever had in his life. He replaced shattered relays with jury-rigged human tech, stabilized the crystalline core using resonance harmonics, and rewrote safety locks that had been twisted into prisons. It was dangerous. More than once, energy surges threw him across the chamber. His hands blistered. His suit alarms screamed. But he didn't stop. You held the line for the galaxy, Jonah said, gritting his teeth as he sealed the final conduit. The least I can do is hold it for you. The Guardian's voice returned, stronger now. System integrity, partial restored. Core functionality, rising. That was when the alarms from Jonah's ship went off. Incoming vessels. Union warships. They decided to expedite the operation. Salvage complete. Jonah muttered bitterly. Yeah, right. Outside, gunships circle the Sentinel, weapons powering up. A transmission cut through the static. Mechanic Rook. Step away from the construct. This site is being neutralized. Jonah looked at the glowing core around him. No, he said quietly. Climax. The Guardian chooses. The first bombardment hit the Sentinel's outer shell, shaking the planet. Jonah was thrown to the floor as systems screamed. Threat detected. Defensive protocols. Damaged. Then use what you've got. Jonah shouted. You don't need to be perfect, just awake. The Guardian was silent for a long moment. Then, Jonah Rook, you repaired me without command, without fear, without claim. Energy surged through the chamber. By ancient law, a Guardian may choose. The core flared white-hot. Outside, the Sentinel's eyes ignited with blazing blue light. The ground shook as the colossal machine moved for the first time in centuries, rising from its tomb of ash and stone. Its damaged arm reformed with hard-like constructs, shields blooming across its surface. Warships opened fire. It didn't matter. The Guardian raised one hand, and space bent. Weapons systems failed. Engines shut down. Entire fleets were frozen in invisible gravity wells. Jonah stared in disbelief from within the core. You chose me, he whispered. I choose the one who remembered my purpose. A beam of light enveloped Jonah, lifting him gently into a protected command nexus, built not for rulers or generals, but for a single trusted companion. You are my anchor, my voice, my keeper. The warships fled. They didn't fire another shot. Ending, a new watcher for a new age. The Galactic Union tried to negotiate. They tried to threaten. They failed. Because the Guardian stood again, not as a weapon of empire, but as a shield against it. Worlds once forgotten felt its presence patrolling the dark between stars. Pirate fleets vanished. Extinction-level anomalies were quietly erased before they reached populated systems. And always, at the heart of it all, was a human mechanic. Jonah Rook, now known across the galaxy as the Chosen Keeper, didn't wear a crown or issue decrees. He fixed things, listened, reminded the Guardian why it existed. One day, standing on the Sentinel's shoulder as it watched a sunrise over Velos 7, Jonah smiled. Didn't expect this, he said. Nor did I, the Guardian replied. But the strongest bonds are never designed. They are chosen. The galaxy learned something that era. That humanity's greatest strength wasn't conquest. It was compassion. And sometimes, all it took to change the fate of civilizations was a mechanic who refused to let a Guardian die alone.